3,000 human soldiers and 1,000 elven archers have gathered at Helm's Deep. They're on standby, waiting for the orc army to hit. Every step the enemy gets closer, the panic climbs higher, but nobody backs down, because this is the capital of Rohan. Then, the sky suddenly opens up with a downpour. Thunder rolls through the whole valley. The battle hasn't even started, and the pressure already feels suffocating. Next second, over 20,000 orcs reach the walls. The orc leader wants to win with fear. He lets out a savage roar and orders his troops into attack formation. He's betting their numbers alone will make the humans and elves fold. Right then, one human, shaking with fear, slips and fires an arrow. The orc leader instantly gives the order to storm the keep. Aragorn tells the archers to wait until the enemy is in range. Legolas warns them to aim for the weakest spots on the orcs. As the orcs get closer and closer, the next second, elves and humans loose together. Under that brutal rain of arrows, countless orcs drop like wheat getting cut down, but there are way too many of them. The front line falls, and the next wave instantly steps right over them. They reach the wall fast. They start firing back with shields up and whatever they can throw. They roll out the ladders they came prepared with. One after another, ladders slam onto the wall as they force their way up. Aragorn orders the frontline archers to switch to swords. Orcs pour onto the wall and crash into elves and humans in brutal close combat. Meanwhile, the orc leader forms a shield assault squad. They move to hit the other entrance of the fortress. Aragorn spots it in time. He immediately orders the elven archers to pivot and pour fire into that shield unit. The arrows stay sharp and accurate, but the shield wall barely takes any damage. Soon, the orcs haul their siege gear right up to the gate. The king sees it. He orders the soldiers at the gate to hold the line. He knows if that gate breaks, the defense inside will collapse like a domino chain. With the humans fighting like their lives depend on it, the orcs can't break through the gate for a long time. The king proudly thinks they've basically won, but he doesn't realize the enemy already found the fortress's deadliest weak point. Soon, the orcs drag up a massive bomb and jam it into the drainage tunnel. Then, a huge Uruk bursts out with a torch held high. He plans to use his own body to set off the blast. Aragorn immediately tells Legolas to take him down. They have to drop him before he gets close. Legolas fires 2 arrows back to back. The arrows punch into him, and he still doesn't stop. The wall detonates into a massive breach. Orcs flood through the opening like a black tide. Aragorn instantly organizes the archers to fire into the breach. Then he leads the remaining elves into a melee formation and charges to seal the gap. Legolas rushes in too, surfing in on a shield and dropping a dozen enemies in seconds. Meanwhile, the gate finally gives way under the orcs' pressure. To relieve the defenders at the gate, Aragorn and Gimli slip in from the side. They go blade to blade and wipe out a wave fast. They buy time for the gate to be reinforced, but the orcs launch another fresh push. More siege ladders lock into place. Legolas lands a perfect shot and snaps the rope. The ladder instantly tilts, crashes down, and wipes out a chunk of orcs, but the enemy just keeps multiplying. The breach and the gate fall at the same time. The king leads what's left of his men back to the inner hall for one last stand. He refuses to let Rohan fall like this. He decides to take his battered soldiers and make one final charge. Even if they die, they'll die moving forward. The soldiers snap back to life, tighten their armor, grip their weapons, and line up behind the king. As the charge horn blasts, the king charges out first. Right then, a streak of daylight cracks through the sky. Gandalf keeps his promise. He brings 5,000 Rohirrim cavalry. They thunder down the slope together and slam into the orcs. The enemy instantly resets their formation and levels long spears, trying to stop the horses cold. At the exact moment of impact, Gandalf throws out magic and lights up all of Helm's Deep. The orcs lose their fight on the spot, and seconds later, they break. In the end, this battle finishes with humans and elves taking the win.